Kristina Jay, and I'm a life purpose, confidence, and happiness life coach. And I have created this YouTube channel in hopes to help hurting women to learn more about healthy and not healthy relationships and different forms of abuse, find the way out, heal, get back their power, confidence, and courage without feeling guilty, and embrace their true happiness in finding their unique life's purpose. I do not want to neglect the fact that there are many hurting men in relationships and that they can also be victims of abuse. And if men choose to watch my videos, that is great. They could also learn different things in regards to different forms of abuse and steps to take to get out and heal, restore self-esteem. Nevertheless, my life coaching niche is oriented towards hurting women. So no wonder you hear me say he is an abuser, him, his. That does not mean that women cannot be playing the abuser's role in relationships too. Today I would like to talk about verbal abuse. We all know that we can easily get into trouble because of what we said or how we said it. One of my favorite books in the Bible, Proverbs, gives us a good advice in regards to guarding our mouths. It says, "Whoever guards his mouth preserves his life. He who opens wide his lips comes to ruin." Lives can be ruined just because of things said. So we need to be very careful how we use our tongues and should learn to communicate assertively without shouting, belittling, blaming, or controlling, because that is not healthy. I know we are no perfect people, and we probably hurt someone more than once because of the words we said. After all, conflict is a normal part of any relationship, and during heated conversations, feelings of anger and frustration can swell, causing us to snap at our partners. But if we are in a healthy relationship, after the incident, we acknowledge that we overreacted, we apologize, and try not to repeat the same thing over and over again. However, in verbally abusive relationships, it doesn't work this way. Verbal abuse usually happens in private, where no one else can intervene, and eventually becomes a regular form of communication within a relationship. Many people who experience it rationalize the abuse in their mind and do not even realize it's an unhealthy form of communication. Verbal abusers make you completely wrong and presents themselves as completely right. The abuser is always unkind and has the intent of hurting and belittling you, criticizes you on a daily basis that leaves you exhausted. Verbal abuse will leave you feeling fearful and walking on eggshells around the other. Ultimately, verbal abuse, as other forms of abuse, is a means of maintaining power and control over another in the relationship. Today, I want to mention 8 signs of verbal abuse. Number 1, name calling, swearing, and shouting. In a healthy relationship, partners step away from an argument or try to talk through the issue. In a verbally abusive relationship, the abuser will yell until they get what they want. This also includes being called names and or being shouted at on a regular basis. Arguments that always resort to yelling and the use of aggressive phrases in a conversation are all signs that your communication with your partner is anything but healthy. Examples: you never know what you are talking about. Or, I'm not in the wrong. You are just too dumb to grasp what I'm talking about. Or, you are stupid, woman. Every time I talk to you, you make me angry. You better shut up. That does not sound right, does it? Number 2, Condescension and sarcasm. Condescension is an insulting way of talking to you as if you were stupid or ignorant. It's rude and patronizing. Treating someone with condescension is the opposite of treating them with respect. Light sarcasm and a sarcastic tone of voice should not be a constant part of your interactions with a partner. It can start off funny, which is why it often goes undetected, but over time, condescension becomes belittling. Examples. If every time you made a mistake we earned $1, by now we would be millionaires. Or, oh my, you look like a woman from 18th century in this clothing. I like you dressed up in a casual style way more. You better go change. Or, no wonder you are always moaning about your weight. Look how clean your plate is. Or, that your jogging doesn't help you that much with your belly fat, does it? I said that your choice was not right in the first place, but here you go. Reap your own consequences for not listening to me, brave woman. Number 3, it's devaluing your accomplishments. Trying to strip you of your power, verbal abusers often devalue your accomplishments and or your appearance. At the same time, they often inflate their sense of importance and success. They may even insult you in public. And if you speak up about your feelings, they are quick to insist that you misunderstood the comment or you were plainly just too sensitive. Examples. I don't know why you think your job is such a big deal. It's not like you went to the best university in the country, did you? Or, you would have never achieved these things in your life if I did not pull you out of that God-forgotten village. Or, I think all these studies of yours was just waste of time and money. You will not be able to find such good paid job as mine anyways. If you have passion for singing or painting or doing crafts, the person will make you feel that you are a total failure and could make comments like, and you call that singing? I will show you good singing. And then he shows you the video of American Talents or something like that. Or that your drawing is somewhat interesting. I cannot get the meaning of it, but if you think you're good at it, well, it's up to you. Number 4, the sign of verbal abuse would be threats. While this may seem like an easy one to recognize, it isn't always the case. Threats can be dressed up in a way that makes them appear if they are not that bad, or in a way that makes you question if you really heard it right. But a threat is a threat, and a loving partner should not be using such tactics. Examples. If you do that, forget all the financial support for you or your kids. Or, so you want to go this way? Okay then, leave the car keys on the table and from now on you can walk to work. If you don't do that, you might find the luggage with your stuff on the front step. Or, if you leave now, you better do not come back because I will not wait for you. I will just move on with my life and I find another one who understands me. Or, you need to step down or we have to go different ways in our relationship. These all are threats and they are not healthy in your relationship. Number 5, that would be blame. Blame can make you feel tiny, like nothing you do is good enough or ever will be. Blame is one of the most common forms of verbal abuse and involves constantly putting the blame for one's actions onto their partner instead of taking responsibility for them. This can include blaming a partner for something they had nothing to do with, to blaming the partner for the abuser's emotions. The partner who blames you can do that for multiple reasons. He might be stressed out. You might be a narcissist, a controlling perfectionist, person having low self-esteem, or the one who does not want to take responsibility for his actions nor change, and then puts blame on you. Examples. You are the reason why we are never on time for anything. Or, look what you made me do now. It is your fault that our children are disrespectful. It is you who are perfectionists here and have too high standards. That is why our partnership is falling apart. It is your fault that I cheated on you because you have always been cold and never gave me enough love. Number 6 would be manipulation. The most harmful thing about manipulation is that you don't realize it's happening. Many people don't know they are being manipulated until it's too late. You know you are being manipulated when you begin doing, saying, or believing things that are serving them as opposed to you. Manipulators tell you that they know what is best for you and use it as a tool to put you down. Manipulators keep pushing you out of your comfort zone, emotionally, physically, or financially. Ignore unsolved problems, use silent treatment, guilt trip you. So examples of manipulation in your relationship would be, if you really love me, you wouldn't say or do that. If you cared about our marriage, you would just step down. I know you are a forgiving person, but you are not acting like one right now. These are all manipulation tactics to get to you, to think that you are not right here. And eventually you can start feeling guilty and think, after all, maybe that's my fault, when it is not. Number 7, controlling the conversation. A verbal abuser will control and manipulate the conversation and decide what you can and cannot speak about it. Examples of controlling the conversation are, you have already asked me the same question 1,000 times. That's enough already. Or, you never listen to me, so why should I listen to you? You never learn, so why should I bother even talking to you? I have to interrupt you because you say so many stupid things. Number 8, it's criticism. It's okay to provide constructive criticism when requested on occasion, and being honest with your partner is healthy. We can tell our partner what we think or how we feel without criticizing them as an individual. However, constant criticism and belittling of a significant other, attacking the character of the person, is not healthy, and over time can lead to a significant loss of self-esteem. Examples of criticism. I do not think you did that right. Just let me check. You should not be giving your time to that person. I do not really like him. Well, your project was not that bad, but you could do a better job. You say you are proud of your sister and her achievements. I say it's nothing good, and you will see later that I was right. When you try to set the boundary and say that the partner should stop being so critical of everything and everyone, he might respond, it's not criticism, you are just too sensitive. But you asked for my opinion. You cannot blame me if you don't like it. So these were 8 signs of verbal abuse. Verbal abuser makes you completely wrong and presents itself as completely right, is always unkind, and has the intent of hurting and belittling you. If you feel like you are constantly on edge in your relationship, and some of these patterns feel familiar to you, you may be in a verbal abusive relationship. Verbal abuse and every other type of abuse cannot be justified. Nobody has a right to hurt you, whether physically or emotionally. Nobody has a right to control you. Your freedom is a human right. Remember, by setting healthy boundaries and being honest about how something makes you feel to yourself and your partner is very important. Stay strong, courageous, and stand up for what is right. I'll see you next time, and bye for now.